presented an interesting review of phase 3 trials that were published in 7 top oncology journals. And we looked at what percentage of those phase 3 RCTs report on quality of life. Because we keep on saying that survival and quality of life are the most important metrics that matter to the patients. But we usually don't report quality of life often, and that has been documented in the literature. So we wanted to do an empirical analysis on that matter. So one objective of our study was to see the percentage of trials that include quality of life as an endpoint and the percentage of trials that report quality of life in the publication. And our other important objective was to see if progression-free survival can be used as a surrogate for quality of life, because we have been saying that PFS is a poor correlate for overall survival, poor surrogate for overall survival, but if it is a good surrogate for quality of life, then maybe it is meaningful. So we started with that hypothesis, and we found out, number one, 46% of cancer drug trials that are phase 3 RCTs, they don't include quality of life as an endpoint. So you have half of drugs that are trialed in so many patients and they don't measure quality of life at all, which we think is a missed opportunity. And among those trials that did include quality of life as one of the endpoints, we found that 23% they don't report their findings. So it is very surprising to us. So that means they conducted trials and they took quality of life data from the patients, but they just did not choose to report those data. So what does it mean? And our other interesting finding was the correlation between PFS and quality of life, and we saw that the correlation was very poor. The correlation was less than 0.4. It was 0.3 something. So we thought, and that we took the global total quality of life and correlation of progression-free survival with the total quality of life. But we thought, okay, maybe if it does not improve total quality of life, does it improve any quality of life, any domain of quality of life? And we use the definition of positive quality of life as improvement in any domain of quality of life, and still the correlation was less than 0.4, it was 0.39. So our finding was 50%, nearly 50%, 46%, half of the phase 3 RCTs of cancer drugs, they don't include quality of life as an endpoint. 2 of those trials that include quality of life as an endpoint, nearly a quarter of them don't report those data. 3 of those trials that do report quality of life endpoint, the correlation between PFS and quality of life is very poor, very weak. So the ultimate question that comes through our conclusion is, what good is progression-free survival if it is a poor surrogate for overall survival and a poor surrogate for quality of life as well?